Hi there, this is Math with Angela doing some conversion between fractions and decimals without a calculator. So we're going to do these first two where you have to convert this fraction into a decimal. So what you've got to remember is this line here is a division line. Okay, so to turn this into a fraction, we're going to do a division. We're going to do the top number divided by the bottom number. So I'm going to do an example and leave you to have a go at doing your own. So I'm going to do 7/20. Okay. So you can do a bus stop. So this is the way I'm going to do it. So I've got my bus stop. Put it in a better place. So I've got my bus stop here. So I put 20 outside because that's what I was dividing by, and I'll put 7 inside. Now I know this is going to be a decimal answer, so I'm going to put a decimal point down and zeros down to turn it into a decimal so that I can therefore get my answer as a decimal. So I'm going to put decimal in the answer bit as well. So how many 20s go into 7? Well, none, because it's not big enough. So then I give the 7 to the 0 to make 70. So then I'm saying how many 20s go into 70? Well, if we're going through the 20 times table, we've got 20, 40, 60, 80. 80 is too far, so I have to go back to 60. So 20, 40, 60 is 3 times. Okay, and then there's 10 left over. So I give 10 to the other 0, and now I've got 100. So then I'm saying how many 20s go into 100? Again, count 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and that's 5. So my final answer for 7/20 is 0.35. Okay, so you can have a go at the 3/20. Right, let's look at question 10. We're going the other way now. We're looking at 0.82 as a fraction. So the thing you need to remember is place value to help you to write this as a fraction. Okay, we know it's going to have 82 on the top over a number, and that's telling you by the place value. So you've got units, then you've got decimal, then you've got the tenths, the hundredths, and then thousandths, and so on. And I'm writing them as fractions, not as names, because that'll tell us what the bottom of the fraction should be. So I'm going to do this for a different number. I'm going to do it for 0.72. Okay, so if I put 0.72 here, I've got 0.72. Now I look at the last digit, which is the 2, and I look at what place it's in, and it's in the hundredths. So this is telling me I'm going to write my fraction as 72 over 100. Now it's really important that you cancel these down, particularly as this question is worth 2 marks. You'd only get 1 for going this far. So cancelling it down is dividing both of the numbers by the same number. Okay, now these are both even, so I can definitely divide by 2. Okay, so if I half, which is what dividing by 2 is, the top, I get 36, and if I halve the bottom, I get 50. Now I know I can go again because these are both even, so I can divide by 2. So 36 divided by 2 is 18, and half of 50 is 25. Now, can I cancel these down any further? So I'm going through my different times tables. So that's in the 2's, but 25 isn't. That's in the 3's, but that isn't. 4's, no, definitely not. 5's, yes, but not the top. 6's, yes, the top, but not the bottom. 7's, no, not either. 8's, no. 9's, no. 10's, no. 11, no. Now, I only really need to go up to halfway of the top number, which is 9. So if, up to 9 doesn't go in, then you know you're there. Okay? Alright, so 72 over 100 cancels down to 18 over 25. Okay, so let's have a look at a bit more advanced one here, which is where you have to arrange these numbers in order of size. Okay, So to compare these, you need to convert them all into fractions or all into decimals. Okay, it is easier to go to decimals because to get these all into the same denominator to compare them would be quite difficult. So I'm going to do some division, yeah, here, here and here, okay, all right, to work out which ones are bigger and which ones smaller. So I'm going to do it in my numbers so that you can have a go at doing these ones on your own. Okay, so here we go. So my numbers, I'm going to have 0.8, then I'm going to have 1 over 3, then I'm going to have 0.25, then I'm going to have 2 over 5, and then I'm going to have 7 over 8. Okay, so I'm happy with the decimals because I know by just looking at these two decimals that this one, 0.25, is smaller because it's got a 2 in the first decimal place and this has got an 8. Yeah, so I compare those. But for these three, I'm going to need to do some division. Now you may already know what these are as decimals, but I'm going to show you how you do it if you don't know. So I'm going to do my bus method again. So I'm going to go how many 3's go into 1, put my decimals down. So, and in there, how many 3's into 1? Doesn't go, not enough. Give 1, make 10. How many 3's into 10? Well, that's 3. Remainder 1. Again 3. And you can see that this is going to go on and on and on. Okay? So this 1/3 is 0.3 recurring. Okay? Which you may have known. Right, let's do this one. 5's into 2. Put my decimals down. So 5's into 2 doesn't go. Give 2. 5's into 20 goes 4 times. 5's into 0. So this is 0.40. So already you can see how this is going. This one is still the smallest, followed by this one here, which is the third, followed by this one here, which is 0.4, and then we've got this one here, 0.8. So we've got to find out where this 7 over 8 goes to. So let's do a bus stop. So 8 into 7, put the decimals down. So 8 into 7 doesn't go, so give the 7. So 8's into 70. So how close can you go? So you've got 8 times 8 is 64, yeah? 9 times 8 is taking you over it, isn't it? So it can go in 8 times with how many left over? So we've got 64, we've got 6 left over, okay? And then we're doing 8 into 60, yeah, which is 7, okay? Because 7 8s are 56, so there is 4 left over. And then 8's into 40, well that goes exactly, it's 5, okay then? So out of my numbers here, we can now write them in order. So the smallest one is this 0.25, so that goes first. I'm going to cross it out. Then I've got this one here, which is a third, which is 0.3 recurring. Remember, you write the third, okay, not the decimal that you've created, okay? So it must be these numbers that you write down. The next one is 2 over 5. Cross that out. And then between this one, 0.8 and 0.875, this one is smaller because it's got nothing after it, whereas this has got 7 and 5 after it. So 0.8 and then finally 7 over 8. Okay, hopefully that's helpful. You can have a go at the question above, see if you can put them in order. Bye.